stuff in here I want to replay later. But I want to remind everybody that cardio is a tool for fat loss. It certainly can be, but it is not the way to lose body fat. It is not the prime driver when it comes to you having success with your weight loss and fat loss results. It's always going to be a tool that we can have in our tool belt. It's one that I really like to hold on in my back pocket as long as possible, because the biggest thing that's going to drive your fat loss is your nutrition. Okay. And I say fat loss because I think that's what most of us, if we're trying to lose weight, would like to actually have happen, right? Anybody can lose weight, right? You want to know the easiest way to lose weight? Chop off an arm. Like literally just chop off a limb. You don't need it, right? You don't need that arm, right? You want to lose weight. It's super easy to lose weight because all you have to do is chop off a limb, or you could go run yourself ragged on a treadmill for a couple of hours, right? Go wear, what did the wrestlers used to do in high school? It was like trash bags and sweatsuits and hanging out in the sauna. That's how you lose weight, you guys. But the problem is keeping the weight off. And the other problem is making sure that the weight loss that you are losing is coming from the place that you want to lose weight from. We're not trying to lose water weight. We're not trying to lose our bone density and our muscle mass. We want to keep that body composition that actually looks like we work out. Most of you say you want to lose weight. I get these words a lot when I'm talking to people. They want to look toned. When I say toned, I know that that's a word that a lot of us coaches don't like to use because it's just not actually a thing. But the thing that people are referring to when they say they want to look toned, they want to look lean. They want to look defined. They want to look like they've got some muscular development in their body. So whether it be in your shoulders, in your arms, in your core, in your legs, that's what you're looking for, right? Because I don't think any of us wants to look skinny fat. You likely don't want to just look like this deflated version of yourself, right? That's what happens oftentimes when people go through dramatic weight loss. And there's not a lot that can be done about that when you've gone through dramatic weight loss, right? If you've lost 100 pounds or something, the skin elasticity is just not there compared to somebody who just has to lose like 10 or 15 pounds, right? I've been hearing a lot of people lately talking about stretch marks and cellulite and how do I get rid of that? And you don't. A lot of that is dictated by genetics. But if you want to try to make improvements so that it's less obvious, less evident, you're going to want to build more muscle so that we can, again, make you look like you've got this lean, toned, defined body. So Coach Liz is on. She says EAT, which is your exercise activity thermogenesis, you guys, is such a small part of the calories we burn / use energy. The biggest is NEAT. For you guys that don't know, is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, our everyday activity, and food quality. So she says more micronutrients and protein equals using and burning more calories to digest the food. When we eat crappy food, most of the time, it's quick digesting and doesn't use that much energy to digest. So guess what? We have an excess of calories from crappy food. Yes, exactly. That's what's happening, you guys. If you are not eating the right types of food, meaning micronutrient dense foods, meaning high protein foods, you can lose weight, right? But you're not going to lose it as effectively, and your body is just not going to look as well. I referenced this story from one of my mentors, Adam from Mind Pump. He talks about a lot when he was competing. He ran a couple of different scenarios during his bodybuilding competitions. So in one instance, he was, still hitting his macro targets when it came to his food and his nutrition, right? So he's hitting his protein, carbs, fats, but he was having things like protein powders, protein shakes, protein bars, like these foods that are engineered foods. They weren't real foods. And he looked dramatically different for the better when he decided to do a cycle of, hey, I'm going to try to do the same thing, hit all my targets and stuff, but I'm only going to have real whole quality foods. And so if any of you have been following along with me in my journey these past few weeks, that's been something I've been experimenting with as well. So I'm currently in week 3 of eating whole foods. Like that is the basis of my diet every single weekday, we'll say, for the most part. So what I've been experimenting with is, okay, I'm still eating the same amount of calories, the same amount of macros, nothing has changed, but I took out things like my overly processed creamer. I took out having things like cashew milk and protein powder and stuff like that. And I'm hitting my targets with real whole foods. And I am noticing a difference. I talked about this already. I've lost weight. I've lost inches. My skin looks better. I also referenced on some of my stories that I was having some weird skin issues. So I had these weird red patch things for the past almost a year. Finally went to the dermatologist a few weeks ago. It happened to be the very day I was starting to run this Whole Foods protocol. So they ended up prescribing me a steroid cream that I've been putting on there, and dramatic differences. However, last week I went back home and I was eating different foods. Okay. So I went back home to see my parents and we went out to eat one time, which I hadn't done since I had been doing this sort of experiment with myself. I also was having some of these more like I was having my sugar-free coffee stuff. And again, I was still eating plenty of whole foods, but not exclusively just whole foods. And over those next few days, I started to see that my skin wasn't looking as great as it had been when I was prioritizing the whole foods. So then got back home, got back on my bullshit this past Monday. And again, my skin is starting to make much better improvements this week with the combination of the steroid cream, yes, but also the better quality foods. So just those things to keep in mind, that it's not just about weight loss. It's also about, how do you feel? How does your body look? How does your body perform? What's going on with your skin? Your skin is a very good indicator of whether or not things are going well with your body, you guys. So much of our skin and our hair and our nails will give us a really good synopsis of what's going on internally. Okay, so think about those things. Even for my mother, she's doing the same thing right now. I was just going through her weekly check-in for coaching, and she was like, just feeling like I have a lot of energy lately. Yeah, we didn't change her calories. We just changed the quality of her foods, and she is losing weight. She's losing inches. She's feeling good. That right there should be a wake-up call for everybody, that if you just do these things, more often than not, you're going to get the results that you want to look for, and you can get them long term, because we're not saying you're cutting those things out entirely. Even for myself, on the weekends, I've decided I'm going to allow myself a little bit of flexibility, or if there's an event, a little bit of flexibility, but primarily real whole foods, and try to keep those other things out of place. So, okay, Liz also says, proud of my loose skin, and loose skin looks better with muscles. Exactly, right? Like, I understand. Like, Liz has had a dramatic weight loss. Was it 180 pounds, I believe? And she is not going to have this skin that just jumps back from losing that, right? That's a whole human she lost. So she rocks it. She lifts heavy weights. She eats appropriately. She builds muscle, and she looks fucking awesome. And definitely, she would not look as amazing as she does if she wasn't prioritizing her nutrition and her strength training. She ain't cardioing herself down to losing excess skin. That's not how it works, right? So anyways, let's talk more about, how much cardio you need to do for fat loss. So spoiler, it's probably a lot less than you think, okay? Most people think they have to do just hours on end of cardio. I want to tell you why cardio is pretty useless when it comes to looking better. So, I'm assuming that in this instance, again, you don't want to look skinny fat. You probably don't want to look like, again, a shrunken, deflated version of yourself. You probably don't want to look like a melted wax candle. You probably don't want to look like a Shar-Pei. This is just me assuming, okay? Shar-Peis are cute as hell. I had friends growing up that they had Shar-Peis, and those dogs are so effing cute, but I don't think any of us wants to look like them. So if your goal is to lose weight by stripping away all your muscle and not looking lean and toned and defined in any way, shape, or form, then cardio is totally the route that you should go, you guys. It's great at making you look that way. And I am speaking from experience. This is not me being an asshole and calling people out. This is me speaking from experience. I can go back and look at pictures from when I was my skinniest. I was the smallest on the scale. And that was leading up to when I got engaged to my now husband. I was running myself into the ground, you guys. And I didn't look fit. I looked thin, but I didn't look fit. I was just like, okay, like there was absolutely no definition to my body whatsoever. I just looked like a normal average person. I don't want to look like a normal average person anymore. I want to look like I work out. And back then, I didn't look like I worked out because I really didn't. I wasn't working out appropriately. I wasn't feeding myself appropriately. And I certainly was doing way too much cardio. So my guess is that, after having a lot of conversations with people over the years, they probably, and you want to look lean, you want to look toned, you want to look defined, and you don't want to look like those things I described, right? You probably want to look more like that fit chick you see on Instagram, or those celebrities who get like really lean for their bikini roles, right? Like they're in a movie where they have to have some definition in their abs and stuff. Well, let's also note that a lot of that is like not really them. There's a lot of great work with lighting and angles and makeup and stuff. Like it's amazing what they can do, you guys. So keep in mind, you're not those people, but you probably want to look more like them on a regular basis. So cardio, it's ineffective for accomplishing that look that you're typically going for. And it can it can actually make it difficult in a lot of different cases. And I know that was the case for me. So this is really because of the manner in which your body and your metabolism adapt to cardio so easily. They do. Your body adapts to cardio very quickly. Yes, it burns calories, but it's a process where a few things happen, okay? Your body either compensates by making you move less throughout the day. Subconsciously, you're not even aware of it, but when you do all of this excess cardio, you just move less. So you're fidgeting less, you're moving your hands less, right? I'm kind of expressive when I'm talking. If I'm on like a Google Meet with my clients and stuff, if I were doing too much cardio, like I wouldn't be as expressive, if you will, with my body, because I'm trying to conserve calories. It also, and it's not that I'm trying to do that mentally, it's a subconscious thing. You're just trying to compensate by conserving those calories. But it also increases your hunger signals. So you have an uptake of feeling more hungry. So you end up accommodating for those calories that you burn during the cardio session. So I hear this a lot. People are like, oh, well, I just went and burned 500 calories in my workout, so I can eat 500 calories, right? Like they really have that transactional relationship of like binge purge when it comes to exercise and food, or even not even like necessarily that, but this reward signal of like, well, I did this, so I earned that, right? I kicked my ass on my workout, so I earned that margarita, or I earned those nachos. I would hear coaches say that when I was at Orange Theory, and it drove me insane. Like that is so fucked up to say that you earned food. You are not a dog. You do not earn food. Okay. You deserve food. You need food in order to live your best life and to perform well and look good and achieve your goals. Again, we're not rewarded with food. We are supposed to have food every single day. So anyways, but also with too much cardio, your metabolism becomes very efficient with calories. So this means that like when you're doing cardio, you burn fewer and fewer calories doing the same amount of cardio. So for instance, if you start out doing like a couple runs a week, okay, you're like, dope, I'm gonna do my runs on Mondays and Fridays every week, and I'm gonna run 30 minutes, great. Your body might start off burning like 300 calories, for example, but then you continue doing this week over week and your body just becomes more efficient. So eventually it gets to, and this doesn't take long at all, it's literally just a matter of sessions where now it's your body's burning 250 calories and then 200 and then 150 and so on and so forth. So it's not that you change the distance or the time or whatever, it's that your body has just become more efficient with burning those calories. It's just the way our bodies work, okay? It's not that linear exactly, but you're doing this manual burn from cardio and it becomes fewer and fewer calories that are burnt, even though you're doing the same amount. So this just means that you're putting in a lot of effort for a small calorie burn, and then it just stops after your cardio session. So you end up going right back to your baseline. So you do cardio for 30 minutes, you're burning these calories, and then stop, just moving on with your day. But when you're lifting weights, yeah, you might be burning less calories in the same amount of time. Maybe like according to your Apple Watch or whatever, you're burning like half as many calories. And this is where people get hung up in their heads. They're like, well, I got to go to my Orange Theory because I burn 300 calories there. When I go lift weights at the gym for an hour, I'm only burning 150. Two totally different things, you guys. You end up maintaining a higher calorie burn after your workout when you're lifting weights. Again, with cardio, it just stops. With weightlifting, it continues. So after your workout, when you break down the muscle during your workout, your body goes into repair mode, which is good. You want your body to repair from the breakdown that you're doing of the muscle tissue. Your metabolism stays elevated and you burn more calories at rest. Like that's the secret sauce. Who doesn't want to burn more calories while they're resting, right? You want to be able to burn more calories doing anything and nothing. So some research shows that you can keep burning calories for up to 3 days, but most likely it's you're burning calories for another day, which still is significant. It's a whole extra 24 hours compared to burning during like absolutely zero afterburn, if you will, after a cardio workout. So with strength training, you're becoming inefficient with calories. Your body is not using them as efficiently, which is a good thing. Okay. This is the exact opposite of cardio. Cardio, body efficient with calories. Strength training, body inefficient with calories. That's what you want. You want inefficiency. You want your body to have to work hard, and that it does when you are doing the appropriate type of exercise. So when you lift weights and you eat enough protein, your body's going to hold on to muscle mass. So you can't just eat the protein and you can't just lift the weights. There has to be a combination of that strength training and protein intake that allows you to hold on to the muscle mass, so that when you lose weight, you're actually losing the right kind of weight. You're losing body fat. And again, this is me assuming that that's what you actually want to do. You actually want to lose body fat and not just lose some weight and look like the exact same version of yourself, right? No, we want to look lean, toned, defined. So most people think, oh, I'll just start with some cardio and I'll just increase it, right? If I'm doing 30 minutes, I'll move up to 35 and 40 and 45. So they're still eating the same amount of calories, but they just keep having to do more and more freaking cardio to keep burning more calories. So yeah, you might lose some weight, but like I said, your body is going to do what it needs to do in order to compensate by helping you conserve calories. It's going to move less in order to make up for all of the energy expenditure you did during the cardio. Also, eventually, guess what? You're going to run out of hours in the day. Let's say you started with the 30 minutes of running. Okay, eventually you work your way up to an hour. Okay, you now have to run an hour and a half or 2 hours just to maintain those results. No, it's not worth it. Again, you will run out of hours in your day. You can only add so much exercise into your schedule. Use a busy bitch, right? Like you don't have time for that. So, and that's not even really the main idea why cardio is irrelevant for your body comp. I would just say, like, let's be more efficient and effective with our time. There's something that you can add in for cardio that accomplishes the same goal with added benefits. What is it? It's walking, you guys. So if you walk, that is just as good for you as doing cardio, right? Cardio and walking, great. They both improve cardiovascular health, because this is a thing that I have with people like, well, I do cardio because it's great for heart health and it's great for my cardio. Sure, it is, but so is freaking walking without less wear and tear on your body, right? So when we walk and we do cardio, whatever, better heart cardiovascular health. They both have hormonal benefits and they both improve your mood, but walking lowers your cortisol, which is your stress, and improves insulin sensitivity. So we want to lower that cortisol, that stress hormone, and improve your insulin sensitivity. Cardio, guess what? It increases your cortisol. Cardio, guess what? It is a stressor. Walking is a stress relief. That's why it's superior than doing these long bouts of cardio in a class or on a treadmill or on a spin bike or whatever, okay? So yes, cardio does have a time and place. It is effective if your goal is to get better at cardio. Exactly. So it does have health benefits, and I'm not going to say that it doesn't, but there are definitely detriments. So you want to also consider, what do you enjoy doing and what can you stay consistent with? What could you see yourself doing for the rest of your life? If you're somebody who is trying to cardio your way to your goal weight, can you see yourself doing that much cardio for the rest of your life until you're 80 something, 90 something years old? Probably not. The great thing with resistance training and strength training is it is totally adaptable to everybody as you age, right? Like my husband, who is a fit 41-year-old man, is doing the same type of workouts that my parents who are in their 60s are doing, and they're both getting results from these things. They both are achieving their goals. Their workouts just look a little bit different based off of what they are capable of doing with their bodies, right? Whereas with running and stuff or jumping around in Orange Theory, you're not gonna be able to keep that up for forever. So, think about what do you love to do? What can you stay consistent with? I love going out and walking, you guys. I know I can be consistent with that because it doesn't beat me up. I don't have to go take a shower afterwards because I'm sweating all over the place. My hair's fucked up and stuff. I can just get up and walk anytime I want to. So if you love cardio, you do you. But I think that a lot of people are lying to themselves. They claim to love cardio because they love what they think cardio is supposed to do for them. They think, oh, this is going to help me lose weight. They think, oh, look at me being a badass. I went and got my ass kicked on that 5K run or that half marathon run or that marathon run. Or they're, oh yeah, I just crushed it in that Orange Theory class, and they're just peeling themselves off the ground because they did the best burpees in class. Cool. But again, reminder, group fitness is cardio. It is not strength training. facts. I know that these are things that people think because guess what? I used to think these things too. I was a cardio queen. I did all the group fitness. I owned a Peloton. I still own a Peloton bike. I had to get rid of my treadmill because it was like broken. I still have a Peloton bike, but I know how to use it appropriately. And I don't really use it that often because I'd rather go walk. I used to run half marathons all the time. I used to run 6-7 miles a day all the time because I was trying to burn as many calories as possible, trying to burn off every calorie that I consumed because I thought cardio was the secret to looking the way I wanted to look and to losing the weight. So I can say these things because I've been there and I've done that. And I know these are thoughts that people have in their heads. They think cardio is the secret for success and it's not. I know. Okay. So if you love cardio, do cardio. If it helps you clear your mind, if you can stay consistent, if you want to be a person who is better at cardio for whatever reason, or if you do it for health reasons, great. Like keep on keeping on. That's you. I just want to, again, clear up this misconception for people about what cardio does and does not do for your body composition. It does not make you look lean, toned, and defined. I promise you that, okay? Prove me wrong. Please, prove me wrong. Do cardio, do your Orange Theory. Don't worry about your nutrition. Don't worry about strength training and tell me that you look as good as you possibly can. You don't, okay? So let's get back to the basics because it's unnecessary to do all that extra cardio and it oftentimes just makes it even more difficult for you to achieve your goals. So get back to the basics of walking, lifting weights, eating enough protein, eating the right amount of calories for you and your goals, getting enough sleep, and managing your stress because these things will always be the main drivers for how your body looks and how your body feels and how your body performs on a day-to-day basis, okay? So that's the thing. That is what you need to know. How much cardio do you need to do for weight loss? Well, okay. How much cardio do you need to do for fat loss? Okay. Different conversations, different topics. One actually means losing weight. Sure, go do an hour of cardio a day, and I promise you, you will lose weight. But I also promise you that will plateau, that will stall out, and you will stop to lose weight, and it will be harder to continue to lose weight. And you probably won't really look any better because you'll lose the weight, but you're not going to have any muscle to show for it. So keep that in mind as well. Too much cardio strips away the muscle on your body. Your body just cannot keep it on you when you're running it off. You're literally running all of the muscle off of your body. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you took something from it. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, would love to hear about it in the comments. And if there's any other topics you want to learn about, please let me know. And hope you're having a good one. We'll talk to you soon.